Hi everyone and welcome back. First and foremost, I need to apologize for not having done a video for so long. I have my reasons. I'm going to share them with you, and hopefully you'll understand and forgive me. The whole idea when I opened up this channel was to try and help people, because I had done things on the holistic side with my colon cancer, with great results, and I wanted to share that. But at the end of the day, what I tell you is my opinion, and that's all it is. It worked for me. It may not necessarily work for anyone else. Um, there's there's just so much information out there, and the only thing that I can tell you is to do research. Don't just take everything at face value, because we are conditioned into believing that the only way that you are going to cure cancer is through chemotherapy. And my experience has been different. And, but I'm not a doctor. I certainly am not an oncologist, but I can give you what I have found and what I have discovered, and hopefully, I don't know, open up a door that you haven't opened before, just to go in and explore, go and have a look and see for yourself. And if you come out of that still truly believing that chemotherapy is the only way to cure cancer, well, that's fine, because it'll be your truth. But I just get tired of the medical side of life shoving that down your throat and being so cynical when it comes to alternative therapies. And I find it very unfair, because I've asked a few oncologists over the time that I've had colorectal cancer, would you take this treatment were this your diagnosis? And I have yet to come across one who has said, oh yeah, without a doubt, no problem. Yep, nope, I'm all in for chemo. Not one of them. Now, there haven't been a lot, but there's probably been about 4 oncologists I've asked that question to. And as I say, not one has come forward and said, no, absolutely, without a doubt, I would do the chemo. No. Now, why is it that they peddle that to us, but when it comes to themselves, oh, no, they definitely look at alternative therapies. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, is just have an open mind when it comes to this. And I don't purport to have the blueprint to cancer. I don't. I, for all intent purposes, got lucky. Lucky in some ways and unlucky in others. But anyway, I needed to put that disclosure, if you want it, out there first. And the reason why I haven't put up a post for the last 2 months is because, number one, I don't have that blueprint that I'm telling you about, and also I've started having quite a bit of pain between my legs, where now I have to be graphic here. So I'm thinking that if you're watching this video on cancer, you kind of not too squirmish. If you are, perhaps just fast forward for a minute, and because if I can't be open with what's going on with me, then there's no point in actually putting this all together, if that makes any sense. So I don't have a bum anymore. Okay, I had a complete resection. So, but where my bum used to be, not long after my major surgery, I'd say about a month after my major surgery, I started feeling as though something was stuck there. They'd left something, maybe a pair of scissors or tweezers, or I don't know, a couple of nuts and bolts. I don't know, but it felt really, really uncomfortable, and it was painful. But I was still very swollen, very swollen. So I had to wait. I did speak to my surgeon, and I said to him, at that point, I thought it was my vagina. It felt like something was stuck in my vagina. So he quickly pushed me on to a gynecologist and said, well, just check her out because it won't be surgical. The gynecologist looked and she said to me, I said to her, I remember saying to her, can you tell me, is this normal? I mean, are you seeing it? Does everything look normal to you? And she kind of looked up from this like blinding light going all the way up my vagina and into my throat. And she said, Anita, there is absolutely nothing normal about the op that you've had. I've been a surgeon for 30 years and I've never seen anything like this. So, but I'm going to take a few biopsies because there's a few things that I don't know if this is normal or not. So I'm going to take a few biopsies, send them off to the lab, and hopefully we get the results soon. And she couldn't really help me. But what she could tell me is that there was nothing stuck in there. So, okay, it wasn't the vagina. And then, as I say, about 2 months ago, when I was doing the last video onto YouTube, I had started with terrible pain by my bum. And now I've got like a growth, it feels to me like it's a golf ball that is stuck there. It makes it difficult to walk, to sit. I'm sitting on a cushion now, right now down by the river. It makes it difficult to stand. It's just painful all the time. It's really painful. So, being a human being, and I think most cancer patients would agree with me, that once you've had cancer, every twinge, you panic. And I said to Richard, I'm not doing this YouTube stuff anymore. I'm sitting here telling you about fenbendazole and artemisinin and ivermectin, but for all I know, this pain and this ball between my legs is cancer, and the cancer's back. So I just didn't want to be a hypocrite or pretend to have the blueprint to something that I don't. And I certainly didn't want to tempt karma. And I just said to Richard, I can't. I'm not doing them anymore. I'm not gonna do this. No, I'm finished. On the 16th of January, I ended up back at the hospital because of this pain. I'd gone to my local doctor, and she said to me, "Look, Anita, I can send you for an MRI. I can send you for a CT scan, but it's going to take a week to come back. And then I have to find you a specialist who is able to deal with the level of surgery that you've had. That may take another week or two. Or I can write you a letter now and you go through to Viana Hospital, which is in Viana de Costello. It's about 45-minute drive from where we live. It's a government hospital and they're good. I've been there before. I practically lived there last year. They're really a wonderful bunch of people." She said, and then take the letter and let them sort it out. She did give me one of those scans, and God almighty, I can never remember the name of it, that they do for babies. It's the scan I'm talking about. And the results came back, and the guy who did the scan said that it looked to him like it was either an abscess or a fistula. So I took that information with Viana Hospital. They did all the tests. They also gave me an MRI. So the whole time I sat at the hospital, the thing that was on my mind the most was not this growth between my legs, but the MRI. What was it going to tell me? And when the doctors finally called me in with the results, I was, if you'll forgive the language, shitting myself. And I said to him, just the first thing, tell me. He said, no cancer. Your cancer's not back. But it does look like it could be a fistula. And then he showed us the screen. It made no sense to me, but I can tell you, hearing those words, it's not cancer, there's no cancer, I can't even begin to tell you how beautiful those words are, honestly. And so when I came out, he said to me I needed to wait because he knew that I had an appointment at IPO in Porto, which is the cancer hospital. So he said to me, look, just get through the next week and then let IPO sort it out, because no one, in all honesty, wants to touch me. My operation was that complicated and one of a kind that even the private doctors nor the government doctors want anything to do with me. So unless it's something to do with my elbow or my hand or any other ailment, but anything to do with the abdomen, no, no one will touch me. So they keep referring me back to IPO because IPO is the only hospital who knows what the hell they did, and they've got all the records and the videos and whatever else, and they know how to help me. So it makes things a little bit difficult because you can't just pop into the local GP and get some answers. So I said to him, what do I do about the pain? And, is there anything that I personally can do to I don't know, just relieve this stuff between my legs? No, was the short answer. IPO will help you. So I said, okay. So I had my meeting with IPO on the 6th of January. And 6th of January, listen to me, on the 6th of February. And she went through everything. It was with the gynecologist. This appointment had been made last year already. So she had a look, she had a feel, she looked at all the scans, she, can access all of that. And I have an appointment on the 28th of March with the surgical team that performed my surgery. And she said to me she's going to write a letter today and she's going to ask them very nicely if they would please move this appointment forward because this fistula cannot be left. I have to wait and see. I mean, IPO are pretty good, but she did say they're extremely busy, and that I mustn't. She's going to do what she can to help, which I'm very grateful for. And then she just gave me some painkillers. I got a whole load of stuff actually, and a cream as well that I can put down there. The worry is that the skin splits. And with it being a fistula, that is going to require surgery now to heal that. That's not something that you can heal with tablets or anything. So from my understanding, I mean, I get a little bit confused sometimes with the medical side of things. So my understanding of a fistula is that where you've had all that tissue that has been sewn together, there's like a gap at the top and it feeds down mucus and it just fills it up. So now I think it feels to me like a golf ball, but it was explained to me it's more like a sausage. So I've got a sausage, and because it's where I had a drain pipe, I had a drainage thing coming out my bum. And that is where the fistula has formed. That's where it's formed. So it's all very confusing for me. It's very confusing. So they can only operate. They have to operate to remove it. There's nothing else that can be done. When they're going to do this, I don't know. But once I realized that actually my panic of having the cancer returning had not actually, I didn't have cancer, I thought, okay, I'll carry on with this YouTube channel. I felt encouraged because this is now the second MRI and CT since last year, July. And so far, praise God, I am still clear. So what I have done is still working, and therefore I don't feel quite as embarrassed to share it with you. So that's my story, and that is why I haven't been able to do the YouTube channel, and I hope that you can understand that. I'm going to just do a brief... No, I won't do a brief recap right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post this video because it's already, I think, almost 20 minutes. And I have a real problem with my setup in terms of my tech. Everything seems to be full. Everything is telling me your storage is full. And I keep buying terabytes, and I'm so useless with all this stuff. And this 15, 20-minute video is going to take probably 5 hours to upload. So let me finish it here, and then I promise you I will do another video. I may start it now, and then at least when this one is up and on, I can then start with the upload of the next one. So that is why I haven't done a video to this point, because I'm dealing with stuff and I was nervous. And I certainly didn't want to come across as someone who had all the answers to cancer's questions, because that is not the truth. I, like everyone else, live day to day in hope that this critter doesn't make a comeback. I, like everyone else, when the scans are due, panic and think, oh, please God, let that fenbendazole and ivermectin have worked. I, like everyone else, try very hard to have more faith than fear. Do I get it right all the time? No, I don't. I don't get it right. There are days when I'm extremely negative, but I think that is normal. I think that is normal. And I think we're allowed to have those feelings. You know, I saw a post on TikTok this morning, actually, with one of the blokes that I follow, who has beaten cancer, but boy, was his journey hectic. I followed him from day one of his diagnosis. And what that young man, he's 25, I think, what he hasn't gone through, it's very, very sad. And he is half the man that he used to be, but he is now cancer-free. And he put up a post saying that he feels guilty because he because he worries. Every time he has a twinge, or a pain in the finger, or he thinks, oh my God, the cancer's back. And he said that he feels like he's being ungrateful with those thoughts, and that they're wrong to have. And I wrote to him on TikTok, and I said, don't be ridiculous. Everyone has that. I mean, there used to be a time in my life where if you knew anyone, I didn't know anyone who had cancer. It was rare. So it was never a word I didn't hear it that often. And if you did, you didn't really know much about it, really. You were quite ignorant, or at least in my case I was. I'd say, oh, shame. Oh, I hope they feel better soon. I mean, what the fuck? I hope they feel better soon. Pardon my language. But you're ignorant. Now, I'm hard-pressed to find someone that doesn't have cancer, or who hasn't had cancer. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And they're youngsters. You know, I feel sorry for myself, and I'm 55. I'm 56 next month. Yeah, I'm 55. They are youngsters, babies, toddlers, young teenagers, young 20-somethings that are going through the most hideous forms of cancer. And it's horrible. So we have a right to be scared. And if you've gone through cancer as well, and you, like me, every time you have your MRI, you think, oh my God, please, please, and you panic, you're not being negative. You're being human. That's being human, because it's horrible. And you live in fear every day. It's just how well you manage it. And I try hard to manage mine. I really do. I don't talk about cancer. I never bring that word up. I try very hard, but I'm no superhuman or superwoman. I have days where I'm downright miserable, and I complain to Richard all day. I've got a pain in my bum, and in my stoma, and my this and my that, and why me? And believe me, I can whinge. But you got to just get up dust yourself down and carry on, because you got no other choice. So don't be so hard on yourself if you're one of those people, because I certainly am, and everyone that I've met who has had cancer or who has cancer is going through the same thing. So, right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the river behind us and the view of Spain. Yep. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will do another video, and I'm going to go into detail on the medications that I've taken, and give you more info in terms of my cancer and my op, and what has been done to me and why it was probably the first op of its kind in Portugal. At least that's what my surgeon said, and I'll explain it all to you then. But again, apologies for taking so long to get this video up, but I won't take as long to get the next one up. Promise. Promise, promise, promise. Scouts honor. All right, lots of love. God bless you all, and see you soon. Bye.